Till now, the second phase of the SIR, which is the Special Intensive Revision of the poll rolls or the voter rolls, will happen in two phases. The first one will happen in 12 states. Which are these states? These are all the poll-bound states which go to polls over the next 2 years. That is in 2026 and 2027. Remember, Trinamool Congress is one of the political parties which had petitioned in the Supreme Court against the special intensive revision. In fact, just hours before this entire announcement came in from the Chief Election Commissioner, Mamata Banerjee, the TMC Supremo, had gone ahead and said that there would be a mass transfer, en masse transfer of officers and senior bureaucrats across Bengal. What was the need for that decision? Was that to ensure that the special intensive revision doesn't go against Mamata Banerjee? Lots of questions being asked there in that press conference, which is being conducted by the CEC, which is the Chief Election Commissioner and other two ECs. We have our first reporter joining us at this hour. Rahul Gautam is live with us from Delhi. Rahul, let's get the first question right here. It'll be held in two phases. The first phase will have 12 states. Which are these 12 states?
Well, barring Assam, all the poll-bound states that are going to witness elections next year and in 2026, 2027 are going to witness the exercise of SIR. Namely, you can say Kerala, Tamil Nadu, apart from this, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Chhattisgarh. Then there are two union territories, Andaman and Nicobar. And Goa. So clearly, as far as this entire exercise is concerned, we all know that how it became. Opposition has been saying that, in fact, they have been pretty convinced that this is happening at the behest of the BJP to give them undue advantage. I myself spoke with Pramod Tiwari, who's the deputy leader of opposition Rajya Sabha, and in fact, he said that they're going to raise this issue in the upcoming session of parliament as well. We all know that how TMC and DMK, they all have already approached legal recourse, and in fact, they are saying that they will not be allowing this process to be undertaken in their respective states. Now, this question was also, asked to Mr. Ganesh Kumar, to which he said that that the Election Commission is pretty competent to undertake such exercises within the jurisdiction of the Constitution, and therefore they're going to go ahead with these exercises. So clearly, and you remember, Rahul Gandhi had recently undertaken a whole yatra in Bihar, 16 days long yatra on this very issue. So as far as opposition is concerned, they are pretty convinced that this is happening only to snatch rights of Dalits, minorities, and clearly it is not going to be easy on the part of the Election Commission to to come clean, as they've been saying. Opposition is saying that this is happening at the behest of the BJP. Also, we must understand that while addressing this press conference, Ganesh Kumar put in record that the exercise of SIR has been tremendously successful in the state of Bihar, and not a single appeal is pending before the poll bodies. So clearly, you can expect that the Election Commission would be investing all its energy and efforts to prove its point that the SIR has been successful in the state of Bihar, and it is utterly important and crucial for the nation to weed out all those people who are not eligible voters. So on one hand, you have opposition who are pretty convinced that this is an exercise which is clearly being undertaken.
That's right. Lots of questions there that remain unanswered about the sanctity of this process, and that's the reason why we have seen the election, multiple parties from Bihar challenging the entire exercise in the Supreme Court. Of course, remember, there was no stay on this exercise. The Election Commission went ahead with the special intensive revision. There was close to 47 lakh deletion which happened from the electoral roll, but then there was an addition of the 12th document in Aadhaar. Let me bring in Indrajit Kundu now, who's live with us from Kolkata. Indrajit, just hours before this crucial announcement which came in from the Election Commission, Mamata Banerjee going ahead and making that announcement of en masse transfer. When you look at these districts where the bureaucrats have been changed, where the district magistrates have been changed, what impact do you think it would have had these districts did not see that kind of change which was incorporated by Mamata?
Well, Maria, it's anybody's guess now as to what is going to
Indrajit, if you heard
unfold
me.
after these mass transfers. But what we have seen from our previous experience, of course, is that in other instances, be it 2024 Lok Sabha elections or 2021, there were allegations leveled by the opposition BJP about certain bureaucrats, certain officials. They had raised it before the Election Commission, and then Election Commission had replaced and transferred those officers. So this, in a sense, would be a preemptive step on behalf of the Mamata Banerjee government, and they have transferred 64 senior officials, out of which 10 are district magistrates of very key districts like North and South 24 Pargana, of Kuch Bihar, of Malda, of Murshidabad, of Birbhum. Several of these districts are bordering districts, and that is where the BJP is saying there could be a lot of ghost voters, a lot of deletions may be required. Now, SIR over the past 2 months have become a huge political tussle. There's a huge political tussle in Bengal over SIR. There has been anticipation. Mamata Banerjee, of course, one of the first opposition leaders who actually raised a stink about SIR way back in August when the Bihar SIR was initially announced. And she has been saying, but there has been a change in stance as far as Trinamool is concerned. They have now understood that the SIR is inevitable, and therefore from opposing SIR tooth and nail, they have changed their position to the fact that if any eligible voter is deleted from the voters list, then there will be consequences, is what the Trinamool Congress is saying. So they are also trying to amp up support within their own support base, and there is a fair amount of fear mongering that's happening from both sides. On one hand, the Trinamool Congress is saying that the Matua voters, the refugee Hindu, refugees from the other side of the border from Bangladesh who have come in for several decades, they are the ones who are going to face the brunt, is what the Trinamool is saying.
Lots of questions that remain to be unanswered. Samarth is joining me from Lucknow. Samarth, of course, Uttar Pradesh goes to polls in 2027, and it's a state where the state government, of course, has backed this entire exercise because it is a BJP government. But when it is that skepticism which has been raised by other opposition parties, what about Akhilesh Yadav? Is he also looking at perhaps raising the question of lack of transparency in this exercise, something which was raised by the political parties in Bihar?
See, Mario, in the very start, we saw Akhilesh Yadav and the Samajwadi Party was against SIR, but then they saw that it is inevitable and will have to be done by Election Commission. Then they have taken a firm stand that yes, they are okay with SIR, but that should be done in a manner where it could go unbiased. That means that no voter name should be deleted from the list, because Akhilesh Yadav, in the 2022 elections, assembly elections, also gave the proof of affidavit to the Election Commission, to which Election Commission did not reply. That is the blame being put by Samajwadi Party. And now, after this announcement of Election Commission, Samajwadi Party leaders are speaking to media and clearly saying that yes, they have accepted this particular decision, but it should be done in an unbiased manner. They have even said that Samajwadi Party could start a stage-wide protest if something goes in a biased manner, and that's the stand from Samajwadi Party from Lucknow and UP as well. Back to you.
All right, let me bring in Shibi now, who's joining me from Thiruvananthapuram. Remember, Kerala is among the 5 states which go to polls in the first half of 2026. Shibi, what is the sense on the ground? Is there skepticism among the left parties which are in power right now in Kerala?
Well, Maria, last month the Kerala Assembly had unanimously passed a resolution against the SAR, stating a lot of concerns regarding the implementation of SAR in the state, especially in the background of the state going to polls in the next year. Remember, in a month, the local body polls, very important local body polls, is scheduled in the state. So the Kerala Assembly, both the left, the CPIM as well as the Congress, had backed this resolution, and it was unanimously passed, stating that in the background of the elections being scheduled, in a hurry-burry, when the Election Commission is planning to implement SAR, it is not with proper intentions, definitely with ill intention. And there is naturally a lot of concerns. It's said that a lot of people were excluded from the voter list, and most of them are from marginalized communities, from the minority community. And remember, Kerala has a very strong minority population also. So these are the concerns raised by both the Congress as well as the ruling CPIM. It also says that the constitutional validity of the SAR in Bihar is still under the Constitutional Supreme Court. So in that background, the Election Commission planning to implement SAR is not definitely with good intentions. We'll go ahead, protest against it. The Congress was the first party in Kerala to come out against the SAR, saying that, Election Commission ideally should consult with political parties and decide on it, which was not done, is what the Congress said. If nothing happens, they will move legally, is what the Congress party have clarified. Back to you, Maria.
Okay. Of course, this is a developing story right now with that announcement which has come in from the Election Commission. It was known, remember viewers, it was only a formal announcement that was waiting to happen, and that formal announcement has been made by the CEC, Mr. Gyanesh Kumar. Thank you so much for joining us on this special broadcast.